Going to discuss about N.W. Senior. Nasir William Senior was an English lawyer known as an economist. He was also a government advisor over several decades on economic and social policy, on which he wrote extensively. He was born on 26 September 1790 in Campden, Berkshire, England. It was an economist, however, that the senior made his greatest contribution. His writings on economic theory consist of an article in the Encyclopedia Metropolitana, afterwards separately published as an outline of Science of Political Economy in 1836. And his lectures delivered at Oxford of the latter the following were printed: an introductory lecture on political economy, two lectures on population with the correspondence between the author and Malthus, three lectures on transmission of precious metal from country to country and mercantile theory of wealth, three lectures on cost of obtaining money and some effects of private and government paper money, three lectures on rate of wages, a lecture on production of wealth, four introductory lectures on political economy. Now we can discuss about economic ideas of N.W. Senior. First one is scope of political economy. According to Senior, the subject matter of political economy was limited to wealth and not with human happiness. He adopted the deductive method of study. He treated economics as an abstract and deductive science. He stated that the science of economics depends more on reasoning than observation. Next one is value. N.W. Senior defined value as that quality in anything which fits into be given and received in exchange. Transferability, marketability, relative scarcity are three things that contribute value. Scarcity of a good is determined in relation to its demand, thus he brings into both demand supply to determine value. Abstinence and capital formation. Senior introduced a cost production theory. The two productive factors, namely labor and capital, contribute production. As these factors were inadequate, a secondary agent, abstinence, was needed. Senior emphasized that capital formation could take place due to abstinence. Abstinence, he says, is a term by which we express the conduct of a person who either abstains from the unproductive use of what he can command. Theory of monopoly. Senior's treatment of monopoly revenue was remarkable. He recognized that in practice of free competition is not always present. There is often an element of monopoly present in the market, and thus could be guaranteed only when everyone had equal access to factors of production. He therefore held that in the case of monopoly is always found to exist. The most common feature of these monopolies is that income is always more than the cost of production. He regarded land rent as monopoly revenue. Rent. Due to scarcity of fertile land, labor was applied to inferior lands, which result diminishing returns to labor and capital. Hence, the owner of superior land demanded rent. The value of land was determined by the scarcity of superior land and cultivation of inferior land. If only a part of the most fertile land was cultivated, land had no value. Thus, rent would rise so long as a scarce factor of production was used. Money. Senior suggested the qualities of money as durability, stability, profitability, and divisibility. Coins should be made only from gold and silver. Paper money should well regulated. He also criticized quantity theory of money as presented by David Ricardo and J.S. Mill. Wages. N.W. Senior propounded the wage fund theory. According to him, wages depended on the extent of the fund for the maintenance of the labor compared with the number of laborers to be maintained. Wages were determined according to the sizes of wage fund and number of the laborers.